about section 5 or 508 C1A churches. You do a Google search for this, and you're going to see all kinds of websites, for a fee. These so-called experts, they have discovered something in the tax code that we've all missed since 1969, that 501 or 508 C1A church. You don't want to be a 501c3 church. You want to be a 508 C1A church. It's a scam. Rip it up, delete it. It has absolutely no credibility whatsoever. What is a section 501 C1A church? There is no such thing. What does this section of the tax code say? It says, now keep in mind that what churches are exempt. And in 1969, Congress added a provision to the tax code that any charity, except for certain exceptions that I'll look at in a minute, any nonprofit organization filing for exemption, it has to file a notice with the IRS telling them what it's going to do. And that notice is application 1023, which is the application for exemption from federal income tax. Now, there are exceptions to that. Churches, integrated auxiliaries of churches, conventions and associations of churches, certain church-operated schools are exempt from filing the notice to the IRS. You're automatically exempt. But that holds open the possibility that the IRS may question your exemption. For example, you have a donor who makes a large contribution, and that person's audited, and they want to make sure that your church is an acceptable recipient of the charitable contribution. And so, do you meet the basic qualifications for ministry, organized and operated solely for religious purposes, no adornment of your income to private individuals, no political campaign activities, and no lobbying activities? Those are the 5 core requirements. So if you have to prove that you meet those, so it gets to be a headache if you have to do this multiple times a year. So the IRS itself has said it's preferable and advisable and desirable for churches to apply for their exemption. But 508 C1A, all it does is talk about churches that, in fact, are exempt from the notification requirement of filing a 1023. But there is no such thing as a 508 C1A church. And I'm reading section 508 C1 right now. Except as provided in subsection C, any organization which is described in section 501 C3 and which does not notify the secretary, that's the IRS, at such time and in such manner as the secretary may by regulations prescribe, that it is not a private foundation, shall be presumed to be a private foundation. Exceptions, mandatory exceptions, churches, their integrated auxiliaries, and conventions or associations of churches. So there is no such thing as a 501c1a church. If you see anything to the contrary, just delete it and don't be drawn into the scam.